Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Devanshi.
Okay.
Ma'am, you're
Good
starting the
afternoon,
event.
everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Devanshi Patel, your host for today. It's my pleasure to welcome you all. Thank you for joining our today's webinar on Building Your Future, a global education guide for women in STEM. As we all know, the fields of science, engineering, technology, and mathematics are shaping the future, and women especially have a pivotal role to play. We are here to explore how women's participation in education can transform lives, successful careers. We have with us today Ms. Shweta Agrawat, the Director of DNA Overseas Consultants, a renowned consultancy firm that specializes in guiding individuals and organizations through complex educational journeys. She pursued her master's degree from our university and also has a decade of academic experience. She also has a wealth of experience in providing strategic advice to women pursuing careers in STEM and has been instrumental in developing pathways for women to achieve their goals on a global scale. We are so honored to have her share her insights with us today. Ma'am.
Thank you so much, Devanshi, for such elaborated introduction. First of all, I'd like to thank our most beloved professor, Dr. Nikita Desai, ma'am, for approaching me to be here, to be present with all of you, and to be a little bit helpful to all of you in building your future. So as Devanshi has already mentioned, that we are here to discuss about the future of women. So this is sort of an event which is created, organized by women, for women and with the women. And I'm really very happy to be a part of this. So let's start our session with a very powerful insight of education. Why are we getting education? What are the purposes of getting more and more education according to our education system? Let's say you all are must be a graduate students. Now you all must be planning for a postgraduate programs as well. So what are the reasons? Being a part of an Indian society and Indian family system, we know that economical independence is the must for all of us. Being a provider of the family is altogether a different thing. But yes, being an independent woman is a prime concern for all the new generation women out now. The next thing you can get through higher education is skills. You all are engineering students. You all must be learning and gaining new knowledge every day in your field. But when you go for higher education, it is ensured that you are going to gain some new skill development out of it. And when you get certain personal, economical, and financial stability, it is going to cause you a social change as well. The status of your family, of yourself in society is of course going to be positively affected by it. When you're earning well, when you're well settled, it is very easy to maintain your lifestyle, your well-being, be it healthcare sector, be it on your personal care, be it your finances management, everything. So according to me, women should be educating themselves at the utmost level possible. Now we would try and focus on the latest issue that we all are facing right now, that is considered to be the biggest red flag, and that is gender diversity. Now when we talk about gender diversity, before a few years, I would say a decade or 2 decades, it was likely to be possible that in an entire engineering class there would only be one or two girls. You could count them on fingers. But now the scenario is different. Now we have equal or more than equal proportion of women's strength or girls' strength in the class. And that is a very good indication. That shows that we are going to have a diverse perspective. We are going to develop new skills, which includes problem solvings, innovations, and many other skills in the group of women, which ultimately leads to closing the gap of gender in the employment ratio. Because nowadays we've been observing that many of the companies have only males who are acquiring their higher positions. But getting higher qualification in STEM is of course going to change this scenario very soon. And the same has been happening throughout the years in abroad as well. So when you are being a woman, you are achieving a higher position in your workplace, you are going to get equity in economical and social background both. In addition to that, if you are achieving a success and you are at the peak of the company, that is not your own success. That success is going to be owned by other women who are going to follow you, and you are going to be their role models. Now let us discuss about why should we study overseas. What are the reasons? Now, first of all, I would like to give some fresh and new faces that you've been seeing since long time. These are the leading ladies of India who are currently uh, proving their ace in their respective fields. Be it Kalpana Chawla, Indra Nui ji, Sunita ji, Ruchi ji. These are the women who have proven that they are going to be the firsts of their generations to acquire some position. Say for example, if you are talking about computer and software engineering students, in that case, Miss Ruchi is going to be the greatest example for all of you. She's been the first female engineer of Facebook, and now she has been VP of Dropbox. Along with that, with those who are going to, in future, going to be in academics, in that case, you should be inspiring by Dr. Manjula. She's been a well-known professor in University of Southern California. So I think these ladies are giving us enough motivation to stand for ourselves, to fight well, to educate ourselves well, and get the desired position of your dream. Now, if you want to move abroad, then what should be the purpose of you moving abroad? The first purpose would be if you want to go abroad and study there, if you want to go abroad to work there, and if you want to go there permanently settling. In that case, you can have three varieties of option moving to abroad, that is student visa, work permit, and permanent residency. So now we would try to cover all these three aspects. But first of all, I'd like to take you through the journey of student visa. Student visa, in order to apply for a student visa, what are the steps that you need to take into the consideration? The first and foremost step is you to decide the country, the program, the province, the locality where you want to be. The next you would appear for language proficiency test. Then you're supposed to make admission applications. After you receive your admission, you're supposed to pay your tuition fees. You need to show the finance possibilities. You also need to go through medical examinations. And ultimately, after all these steps, now you're ready to apply for visa. If required, you will be needed to appear in the visa interview. So now let us understand how are we going to carry out all these steps. First step is going to be very crucial when it comes to choosing something, right? We ladies sometimes get confused whether to choose this or that. So now I'm going to give you the strong points through which you'll be able to make a decision that what country is best for you and what program you should choose. So first step is to choose out of all popular study destinations. Here I have listed a few of them. You can choose any other European countries as well that are providing good education. But these are the prime countries which are offering STEM education. First country I would like to name here is USA, which provides world-class universities, scholarships for women. Along with second country is Canada, which have stronger work permits and work ethics available for STEM students. For Germany, you can have tuition-free education. There are certain institutions that do not consider tuition fee when you're taking up an admission. Then we have UK. UK is having one of the leading STEM institutes available for research and education both. Next country is Australia, where you can see growth in all technical sectors. All the engineering sectors are growing in Australia. So there are good chances for you getting good programs. The last country I would like to mention over here is New Zealand, which provides high quality educational programs for you to go there and study. Now I have given you the list. Now you must be thinking that what are the ways to choose the best countries. So you need to evaluate yourself. You need to do a research on yourself, what your preferences are, what you want to do, what your personal life is going to be in future. So decide what your academic goals are. Accordingly, you can choose the best country. Because if you belong to a specific industry, then there are certain countries which are going to be more productive for you. The list will be discussed in later slides as well. So first you need to choose your academic goals, then look for the employment opportunities in your field and employment rate for your field. Then always go for personal preferences. It might happen that you might have certain friends or relatives who can help you over there. So that could be one of the point of consideration. Next is financial arrangements. Each and every country has different currency and we always need to convert INR to the different currency. So always have a financial budget ready with you and accordingly you can plan that which country is most suitable to you. And last but not the least, the criteria is important. Climate. Certain people have tendency not to be comfortable with such freezing temperatures like Canada, right? So in that case, you should be aware that not entire country is freezing cold, but there are certain provinces which are moderate, which are having moderate temperatures. So while choosing your location, you should have these facts in your mind. Now I would like to compare and contrast all these countries. First of all, what are the commonalities in between all these countries? So all these countries provides diverse range of courses. According to your preference, they would give you specialized courses and general courses. Along with that, in order to invite more and more immigrants, they have developed strong policies for international students wherein you can get good operation success, you can get academic assistance, you can get good orientation programs, good guidelines for visa processing as well. So these are the services that are likely to be provided to all the international students by the countries who are inviting them. While they are inviting international students, it is very important for the countries to maintain a safe and multicultural environment for them to get comfortable. Otherwise, safety is going to be first concern for everyone who's moving abroad. Now, when we talk about the difference between all these countries, then yes, each and every country is going to have a different cultural background and we need to get adjust with those lifestyle standards. Along with that, there are certain visa processing and requirements which are different for each and every country. The cost, because the currency rate of each and every country is different, it is going to impact the cost of your education and living both. Working opportunity, that is going to be different because each and every country would have different sort of industries that is progressing in that particular region. So work opportunities would be different. Post-study immigration programs, whether you want to go for work permit, whether you want to go for permanent residency, all these programs are going to be different with different conditions in all other countries. Along with that, scholarships and financial aids are going to be a point wherein you could observe the change in all the countries. Some of the countries are offering scholarships to the students who are following certain criteria. Some of the countries are providing scholarships based on first come first serve basis. Some of them are providing based on the financial background of the student. So these are the factors through which we can differentiate all the countries that we are evaluating so far. Now, while comparing all these countries, I would like to now narrow it down to the engineering branches. So here I have given you a table wherein top 3 countries who are recruiting all specific engineers are mentioned over here. So if you are an IT or a software developer, you are supposed, your first priority of studying and working should be USA, second would be Canada, Australia. You're from, if EC or electrical engineering, then you should follow Germany, then USA and Canada. So I think this chart or this table is going to be useful to you. Those who are willing to study abroad and want to decide which country they should move to. So I would request you to keep a note of it. It would be very helpful to you. Now this is a sort of a summary which will again put you a thought in your process of deciding the country. So here I have given you the average salary, employment rate and cost of living of each and every country according to the Global Job Survey 2023. So if you are considering USA, then you are supposed to get 70 to 1 lakh approximately USD. Your employment rate for USA is going to be 90 to 93%, and the cost of living would be around 5 to 6,000 per month. Similar salaries and similar numbers are going to be reflected for UK as well, if you could see. But a major change in employment rate has been observed. There are only 2 countries where the employment rate is going to be the highest, that is USA and New Zealand. If you look at the average salary, then except Germany, all the other countries are providing you with more or less a similar amount of salary. And when we talk about the cost of living, then UK is going to cost you, UK and USA, both these countries are going to cost you the highest in comparison with the remaining countries. Now, we have completed our initial step to decide upon what country to go to. Now comes a very important question: how to choose the right institution and right program. These two are very important concerns. So in order to choose the right university or the institution, you need to first of all identify or list of the destination that you want to go to. First thing, you would identify the locations. Next thing, you would be identifying the programs and courses that are offered by the institutions that are available in your preferred location. Once you identify the best of the universities or the institutions, next you are supposed to go through the campus of the institution. You need to go online, you need to search for the images, go for the detailed description of all entire infrastructure, what are the sections of entire building, how they are providing different kind of technical facilities, library, study rooms, seminar rooms, etc., etc. These are the basic facilities that you'd be looking for when you're looking for the infrastructure. Don't forget to look for the reputation of this institution online. Now, when I say reputation, that can be confirmed through various mediums. You can directly look for the Google reviews, which is not considered to be the most reliable, but yes, go for the government verified websites, which could give you the correct reputation or the accreditation of the institutions. Also, a very important factor includes faculty, the retention ratio of the faculty, the experience of the faculty members, how expertise, what domain of expertise has been achieved by these faculty members. This is a very important point to look out, because ultimately they are going to be your mentor. Now comes a very important question. Many of people are reading the newspaper nowadays and reading that so and so university, so and so institution has caused a fraud. They have given letter of admission, but ultimately everything was fraud. So how would you be aware of these kind of frauds? How would you identify the frauds? So there are several steps to do that. First of all, you can check the government verified website or the list provided by the embassy, through which you can compare the list of institution provided by the government, whether the institution you have got admission into is listed into the same or not. If it is listed, then you are safe to proceed. So here I have given you certain examples. If you're going to Canada, you can go for EDU Canada. Canada has a very reliable system of identifying the genuine institute, that is DLI number, Designated Learning Institution number. So individual identification number is given to each and every institution, and these institutions are going to be verified online as well. So that is the best way you can identify whether you have got the genuine institution or not. Similarly, for USA, Australia and Germany, there are various reliable websites available which can help you to decide whether you are choosing the best institution and it is not fraud. Always verify the official website of the institution. Check the domain name, whether it is ending with the country name or edu or not. That is the best way to judge the website, because to find something fishy on the website is going to be always a concern for all of us. But when you go through a government verified or maybe a good consultant, then there are least chances of you getting trapped into a fraud, because they have genuine collaboration with the institutions and they can guarantee you service till the end of your visa. That means once you start your study, till then they can give you the services, which is quite reliable. So it is highly advisable that you go to the reliable consultants. Next, always go for official reviews and rankings. So in order to identify the ranking of each and every institution from all over the globe, there are certain governing bodies which evaluate these institutions every year. So I have listed out 3 names over here. These governing bodies will give you the rankings of the institutions available for higher studies. First one is QS World University Rankings. Next is THE Rankings. Next is ARWU. So these are the bodies which can help you. Next thing you can do is you can communicate to the university directly. From the contact detail given on the website, you can try communicating to the institution directly, and the sort of response you're getting in return would be able to help you to identify whether it is a genuine university or not. Always go for students, alumni reviews and testimonials. It is going to be the best option for you, because you'll be able to understand the minute details about the institution. Now coming to a question that what program you should go for. In order to select the best program, you always need to evaluate your interest, because you being an engineering student, you being a graduate student, you know that in future you can have master's program or specialized program. So if I talk about computer or IT, in that case you can have AI programs. You can have automation programs in electrical engineering. Likewise, there are multiple specialized programs available in your branch. So first of all, evaluate yourself. Are you comfortable, or are you want to proceed in this specific branch or not? Because going on a generalized program and specific program is a different thing. When I say masters of computers, in that case, I'm going to cover the entire umbrella of the stream computer science or maybe IT. But when I'm choosing just one spark of it, in that case, I would be specialized in that area only. So always choose your program wisely. Always look for the specialization options, whether you will be comfortable with the given ones or not. Always consider your life goals and career goals, whether this program is going to be helpful in attaining your career goal or not. Also, you need to check whether the program you are choosing is aligned with your current education or not. When I say align, that simply means you being a computer student, you can take transfer to electrical engineering. But it is unlikely for you to get, being a computer engineering student, it is unlikely for you to get into mechanical engineering. Yes, you can, but you can face consequences, because unlike Indian education system, foreign education system allows students to change their streams. But I would like you to advise that do not change your streams drastically unless and until you are not comfortable with it. One more point is you need to check the duration of your program, because when you go for larger duration of the program, you're going to have an elaborated curriculum for that. And when you go for a shorter period of program, you're going to have small but specialized curriculum for that. So along with the duration, curriculum is also associated. So look for that as well. Now I would like to describe you the types of study programs that we have in abroad. So first level of programs is going to be undergraduate programs. Then we have graduate programs. Graduate programs is for all the UG students who are willing to go for PG programs. Now PG programs includes master's degree and doctoral degree. Then we have certificate or diploma programs. Now, certificate and diploma programs are having equivalency with the master's program, but the duration of this program is going to be shorter. It might be a few months or less than a year program, wherein they would be giving you certain practical skills to acquire on. And when I say graduate programs or PG programs, in that case, you are going to have a larger duration, probably of 2 years or 5 years, wherein you are going to study the subject, the stream in depth. If you are a student who is looking for language immersion, you want to increase the hold on the language, you want to increase your language proficiency, then you should go for such program. Along with that, there are also options for high school programs. Now, what are the basic requirements for you to apply for PG or UG programs? For UG programs, you should have completed 10 plus 2, that is your 12th standard with minimum 55%. And you should have your English language proficiency test results ready with you with minimum requirement of 5.5 bands. If you're going for PG study, in that case, you should have completed at least 3 to 4 years of graduation programs along with the result of minimum 60%, and you should have at least 6 bands of language proficiency test result ready with you. Once you have all these 3 basic requirements ready, then you're now ready to apply. Now coming to a very important and crucial step 2, that is to acquire the score of language proficiency test. Now, first of all, what is this language proficiency test and why should we appear in such examinations? Language proficiency test is going to be checking your knowledge of a specific language. For this matter, we are going to have it in English. So how well you are in all 4 kinds of language commands, that is speaking, reading, listening, and writing. So are you good with all these 4 modules when it comes to a language English or not? That is going to be the prime lookout when you are appearing for this exams. So today we are going to discuss about what are the types of exams available for you in order to study abroad. So there are certain exams. First of all is IELTS, which is quite well known nowadays, right? Many of the people know that IELTS is the exam through which your language proficiency will be measured. So if you want to go and study abroad, if you want to go for work permit, if you want to go for PR, in all these cases, IELTS is the primary exam that you should opt for. The next exam is TOEFL and PT. Now TOEFL, PT and IELTS, these 3 exams are considered to be the best for the ones who are going for education. GMAT, GRE and SET, these are going to be checking your academical readiness when you're going abroad for study. And IELTS, TOEFL and PT, these 3 exams are going to be your language readiness when you're moving abroad. So TOEFL is going to measure your language proficiency to enroll in English speaking university. IELTS is useful for education, immigration and professional purpose. PTE is used for university admission and immigration. GMAT is used for management programs. GRE is used for graduate level study programs, and SET is used for UG college admissions. So this is the summary of your language proficiency exam. If you want to go for education, immigration and education on higher level, at least a university level, in that case you should opt for PT, TOEFL and IELTS. If you're going for management programs, any sort of management program, then you should be opting for GMAT and GRE. If you are a UG student, you should be opting SET exam. Now coming to this third step wherein you are going to make admission applications. Now before you actually make your admission applications, you have already decided the location that you want to go to, the institution, the program, everything is ready now. So now you need to collect the documents required over here. So we would be needing certain educational documents that includes your transcripts, your degree certificates, your um, LORs, your CV, along with your personal documents like your passport, your Aadhaar card, your CV, right? Then language proficiency test results, your financial capability documents, and ultimately you need, while making the admission application, you will be fulfilling the admission form. Afterwards, you will submit all your documents. After submitting the documents, now you are ready to pay the admission fees. Now, admission application fees might be ranging from 0 to probably 150 to 200 to 400 respective unit of respective countries currency. Once you have applied for your admission, the institute will be reverting back to you within 15 days to 1 month. And after you received your letter of admission, you are supposed to accept your admission. Once you accept the admission, you are supposed to pay the tuition fees or the deposit which is mentioned by the institution. Once you pay these fees, institution will be giving you the fees receipt within 1 week or 10 days. And thereafter, they would issue your confirmed enrollment letter. So when you receive your confirmed enrollment letter, now you should be focusing on your visa processing. And in order to do the visa processing, you should start gathering the documents. So what are the documents which are required for visa processing? First category of requirement is personal documents, which includes passport, Aadhaar card, CV, statement of purpose. Now, statement of purpose is a very important document for all of the students who are going to apply abroad, because this is the statement wherein you are going to include all the details of yourself, your professional details, your personal detail, your career goals, your reasons to come back to country, everything, every minor detail of yourself will be mentioned over here in the statement of purpose. And this letter is very important while taking the visa decisions for an immigration officer. So make sure you take the help of a professional while making statement of purpose so that you would not miss out on any important detail. The next set of document is academical document, which includes mark sheets, transcripts, bona fide certificates, no backlog certificate, medium of instruction certificate, degree certificate, your letter of recommendations. Next, you need to have your language proficiency test results. Then you need to have your work experience letter if you have worked somewhere. If you have your employment letter with you, then you should be keeping that as well. Now you need to have certain documents which are required from the institutions abroad. So you need to have your letter of admission, fees receipt and scholarship letter if you have availed one. Few of the countries insist on getting insurance as well. Just like USA need to have the insurance before you go to the USA. So certain countries would have insurance certificate ready with you. Next, you need to have a proof of financial capabilities. In that case, you can show the bank balance certificate of your parents, because you being a student, you can indicate that you are dependent on your parents. So any account on your parents' name, may be a fixed deposit, may be a recurring account. So these account statements will be valid in case you are dependent on your parents. if you have not gathered sufficient amount of money to fund your studies, in that case you can go for loan approval. And once you get your loan approved, the letter is required here while putting up the visa file. If you have got any kind of funding or sponsorships from any company or institution, in that case sponsorship letter is must, and same is applicable for scholarship as well. The last set of document you required over here is visa application form, visa application fees receipt, proof of admission, confirmation of enrollment, passport size photographs, medical examination reports, and proof of accommodation. Now we would understand that we have gathered all the document. So next you need to go for your medical examinations. Now medical examination is going to be conducted just to make sure that you are moving abroad and you do not have any major diseases or any fatal problems. So you need, in order to do the medical examination, you need to book an appointment with near to your center. For Gujarat, Ahmedabad is going to be the center for medical examination. So there are several hospitals available which are providing you such medical examinations. Say for example, Apollo Hospital, Civil Hospital, Sterling, Zydus, and all these hospitals are providing online appointment bookings as well. That makes our work comparatively easy. Step 7 includes your visa application. So you have already gathered all the documents. Now you are going to complete your visa application forms. You will answer all the questions asked by the immigration office, because being an online procedure, they would give you certain questions. Based on that, they will decide which visa is going to be the best for you. So you need to first of all answer all these questions. Then ultimately you are going to upload all the documents which are required. After uploading the documents, you're going to pay the visa fees, and then ultimately your application will be submitted. After submission of application, if it is required for you to appear in the visa interview, it will be they will ask you to book the appointment for the same, and you can do the same online as well. So what should you do if you are required to appear in the visa interview? You always need to prepare yourself with all the details that you have presented in your file, in your visa application, because they are ultimately going to verify the details you have already submitted. So make sure you are aware of all the details that you have submitted. Carry all the documents along with you, because they might ask you to show some of them. And whenever you're in front of the visa officer, make sure you sound confident enough to answer all the answer all the questions. It is possible that they might ask you to submit your biometric data as well. So do that as well. So by submitting the biometric is going to be the end of your visa interview. Now, the last step is visa approval. So if you've got certain approval from the embassy, you would receive an email on your personal email ID. After receiving their email, you are supposed to submit your passport to get it stamped, because ultimately the duration of your stay, whether it is going to be multiple entry visa or not, all these things are to be searched. All these things are to be very important when you're landing over there. So there will be a stamp provided you in the passport wherein all the details will be mentioned. And if for any reasons your visa is denied, in that case they would give you the reasons as well. And after getting the answer, you can decide whether you should reapply or not. So this was the entire process of applying for student visa. Now, when I say applying for student visa, then the entire processing is to be carried out by the student or maybe with the help of parents. But when it comes to finance requirements, then the parents are needed to be surely involved in this. So what are the major expenses that you're going to face while you're going to study abroad? The first thing is tuition fees, which will cost you around 20 to 40K according to the currency. Next is accommodation, the kind of accommodation that you're going to select. Accordingly, your rents will be marked. Then next, your living expense, which includes your commute, your Wi-Fi, your groceries and everything. Very important point, your health insurance, because it is must when you're moving abroad. Next is travel expenses when you're moving from your home country to the foreign country. And in turn, when you're landing there, you're traveling over there as well. So all the travel expenses, visa and immigration fees, that will be around 50,000, 20 to 50,000 INR. The last thing is language proficiency test result. And for language proficiency test, the fees would be ranging from 50K to 20K INR. Now, how to manage these finances? What are the ways through which you can get good amount of backup? So if you do not have initial finance arrangement, you could go for educational loan. And the good news is many of the institutions or many of the organizations are providing specific loans to women's higher education abroad. So here I have listed down a few. First of all, there are women's special education loan. People who are having annual income below than 4.5 lakh, there's a special loan for them as well. There is government subsidized educational loan available. So these are the loans which can be helpful to the people who are coming from not so strong backgrounds. While you're moving abroad, you should have this in mind that initial year of study will be covered in your education loan or will be funded by your parents. But for future or maybe for coming year, you should be saving yourself. Now, how can you save? You need to work part-time because each and every country is providing you with the opportunity of working part-time for at least 20 hours a week. And when it is holidays or break time, you can work full-time as well. So this can be the biggest savior if you know how to save money and how to make money. There are certain institutions available abroad that also is providing scholarships to the brighter students, because this kind of scholarships may impact you in different ways. First way is they would reduce your tuition fees by a few $1,000s. They might they might waive off your second year fees. So these are the various way through which they can give you scholarships. Now, minimum requirement for scholarship is you have to have at least a 70% in your graduation. You have to have at least 7 bands in your IELTS. You should not have any backlogs while you're graduating. So these are the basic criteria through which you can get the scholarship. Certain institutions does not follow these criteria. They only look at the annual income of the student, and accordingly they would give the scholarship. So this we have discussed about the institutions available abroad. But now here also there are certain groups which provide scholarship to the students. And here I have listed out loans or the scholarships available for the female students. So Lady Meherbai Tata Education Trust Scholarship. This is the best way to get your education funded. Next, we have British Council Scholarship for Women in STEM. This scholarship is open only for women who are educating in STEM. Then we have AAWU, which is available for international fellowships, but only for women. So kindly take a note of this as well. So this was all about managing your finances. Now we would discuss if you want to go abroad and work abroad. In that case, how can you land a job? As we all know, you all must be pre-final or final year students. You must be planning to apply in various institutions. You all must be gathering certain certifications. You all must be preparing a strong CV, which includes all possible skills that you have acquired so far, right? So I think these are the basic foundation which is already laid for you, right? But when you're going abroad and you're trying to land a good job, then what are the essential things that you need to do? So you need to conduct a thorough research. What part of country is most suitable for your kind of job? Identify the industry, communicate with the industry, because industry is going to advertise about the job position, but they would not tell you that what are the requirements, what are the skill requirements which are advisable over here. So you need to go to the website of the company, you need to look for it, you need to dig down. After digging down, you will be getting certain skills, and if you are well versed with the given skill, then you should prepare your resume likewise. Now this is a very strong secret which is kept from student, but I would like to make it a reveal over here that yes, you need to do this in order to land a good job. So prepare your CV according to the requirement of the company. Next, always try to connect with the alumni or a friend who is living abroad currently. Because once you expand your network, it is highly for you to get the recommendations from the friends. And for abroad, the foreign countries, they always rely on the recommendations first. So having a good network is going to be a great help. Always try to be connected on a networking platform for professional things, wherein you can be in touch, you can follow the people who are in the leading industry. And you all know LinkedIn. We all are actively using LinkedIn nowadays, right? Also try to attend the job fairs, connect with the recruitment agencies which could help you to guide through the best possible companies. Also, in order to make your CV strong and make your skill requirement set strong, you can go for specialized training. There are short certificate programs are available. Short training, online programs are available. Licensing programs and certification program can help you gain more and more strong visibility in the professional recruitment circle. Now the third section of our discussion is going to be the permanent residency and citizenship. For citizenship, there are few criteria based on which your profile will be evaluated, because each and every country has different set of criteria, different set of procedures through which they can give you a permanent residency. So basic criteria which are common in all these countries are education, your work experience, your skill set, your age, your language proficiency test. And if you are married, then the same details of your spouse will also be added into your profile. Now here I have listed certain programs which are basically available for citizenship or permanent residency for each and every country. Let's say for USA, green card program. For Canada, we have PNPs, express entry, PRs. For Australia, we have GSM. We have skilled independent visa. For New Zealand, we have SMC. For UK, we have skilled worker visa. For Germany, blue card program. For Sweden, we have work permit and resident program. Singapore, we have employment pass. So these are the certain programs through which you can identify whether you'll be able to sustain as a citizen in the country or not. Now comes a very interesting question. Who can join you abroad? You can always invite your family members who are dependent on you. Let's say your spouse, your parents, your siblings, your children, your grandparents. So these are considered to be the dependent person on you. You can always call them once you are abroad. Now we are concluding the part with all the technical knowledge that you are supposed to have to move abroad. Now I'd like to introduce myself and my company. Who are we? We are DNA Overseas Consultants. We are located at Ahmedabad, Vadodara and Gandhinagar. This is the founder of the company, who also happens to be my elder brother, Dhaval sir. He has been an ex-government officer, IMA alumni. He is the British Council certified IELTS trainer. And this is me. You all have got good introduction from Devanshi. Our services includes coaching of language proficiency test, student visa, visitor visa, career counseling, permanent residency, and many other things. For student visa, we have certain special services available, including your university and admission processing, your IELTS coaching, your pre-departure services. If you need to appear in visa interview, then visa processing, everything will be taken care of. Why should you choose DNA? If you want to get the honest and most transparent advice for your career, then DNA is the place where you want to be. Now, this is our contribution being a DNIte. We are being a part of such online programs wherein we are trying to spread awareness among the youth, not to fall into such traps wherein people are uh, asking for so much money in return of their admission or maybe some kind of work permit or so. So this is how we contribute to the society. These are the examples of students which already got the scholarships, 8,000, $5,000, 5,000 GBP, $8,000, $10,000. So getting a scholarship is not difficult task until you deserve it and you make yourself deserving candidate. This is the family of DNA wherein we all are enjoying together as a family. These are certain happy faces who have got their IELTS score ready and their visas. So this is all about us. You can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and this is our website. Do follow us. And if you want to communicate with us, if you have any further questions or you want to communicate, these are the contact details. Kindly go through it if you need it. So I think that was all about studying abroad. Now I would like to take up questions. If anyone is having any question.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that insightful presentation. Now, I would now proceed with the Q&A session. I already have a list of questions asked by the students previously. So the first question for you, ma'am, is from your point of view, does pursuing masters help the student land better salary jobs?
Of course, because if we consider the master's program that we have, then we have already discussed that there are two categories. One is master's program, the other one is certification or the diploma graduate program. So in both the programs, it is essential that you are gaining more and more skills. You are educating yourself more into the given domain. So if you want to land a better job, it is important for you to work on yourself, right? So learning these programs will definitely help you to strengthen your skills, be it your you being a computer engineering student, be it your programming skill, be it your problem solving skills, be it your algorithmic skills, right? So this is going to help you, yes.
And the second question was, for the first or second year students, how should they proceed? Will it take a year to get through the entire process?
Yes, of course, because if you consider the language proficiency test exam preparation, that would take around 3 to 4 months for most of the students because they will be investing less amount of time being a student, right? So that would be considered at 4 months of time. 1 month of time will be given to your admission processing. Then 1 month will be given to your visa processing. And ultimately after 8 to 9 months, you will be receiving your visa results. And mostly all the countries will have their intakes ready with them. And all the intakes are likely to get full by before 2 to 3 months. So it is advisable that you should start preparing for at least a year before than the actual time of you going abroad.
Another question, ma'am. Recently, many of the universities have waived off GRE. I want to know how important is this examination and how it will impact the profile if one decides to take or to not take GRE.
Okay. Taking a GRE means you are showing your academic readiness for management programs. Now, many of the institutions are waiving of GRE just to make sure that students are well versed with the English. They would accept the IELTS course as well. So waiving of GRE is also giving them another option of appearing in IELTS as well. So it is not going to impact in future because this is a basic requirement of just getting the admission. So if the student is not appearing in GRE and the institution is not asking for the same, then it is not going to have any impact on its future or maybe the career plans.
Yes, ma'am. Another question. Many of the people are advising to take work experience first before going for further studies. What's your take on that?
I would like to mention over here that each and every country have different policies for that. Uh, Say for example, I would say Australia is a country which does not accept any gap after study. So you being a student, if you are thinking that I would take a few months of work experience over here, then I would go and study or in Australia. In that case, it is not possible. But which is not, this case is not same or not applicable to all the countries. So you need to choose whether you are comfortable with the study environment or not, what are the laws and regulations of the country that you're moving to or you're planning to move to. So plan accordingly.
I would now request the participants from the meet to ask the questions if they have any. You all can turn your mic on or type in the chat box. I guess all the queries are solved. Um,
Yes,
Shweta
yes,
ma'am, Nikita ma'am unfortunately will not be able to speak. However, I have a
yes,
message from her.
yes.
I
Okay.
have some issues with my throat and hence I cannot convey the message in my own voice. I apologize for the same, but I hope the feelings did get through with this message.
Of
It
course,
is
yes.
always proud feeling for me whenever any student of mine achieves something which can inspire others. It felt so nice. Just by my one message, I immediately got the confirmation from Shweta without any other ado. I know I can depend on all of my students, and that trust is once again reinforced. Thank you, Shweta, for that. God bless you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Nikita ma'am. It's been such a pleasure to be here, to be invited in the institution that I belong to. This is like a coming home. And I feel really, it's such a pleasure for me to interact with all the students who are supposed to be called my juniors. And I'm happy to see all the faces. And thank you so much, Nikita ma'am, for giving this opportunity to me.
This brings us to the end of today's webinar. I again extend my sincere gratitude to you, ma'am, for sharing your wisdom and experience. And it is truly inspiring to hear all you share all these opportunities and strategies. And this will definitely help us succeed and plan for the process accordingly. I would also like to thank Nikita ma'am for envisioning such events to empower us, especially girls. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanya. I'm also thankful to the entire team of Dharam Singh Desai University. Thank you so much for attending the seminar. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Nikita ma'am.
Um, I would like to request everyone in the meeting to turn on the video so that we can take some pictures. Please turn on your videos.
I hope
Thank
the
you so much.
session was I hope the session was meaningful. You all have got certain level of information and clarity out of it.
Yes, ma'am. The session was very informative.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.